Undoubtedly, Singapore is one of the most advanced places in the world, with its landscapes full of skyscrapers and all kinds of futuristic architecture, even its innovative parks that are found throughout the city. The country has one of the most functional and wealthy societies in the world, but would you believe me if I told you that Singapore was below the extreme poverty line in the 1980s? Stay to discover the miracle of Singapore. Singapore. It is among the 5 least corrupt countries in the world, among the 10 countries with the highest GDP per capita. It is also among the countries with the best infrastructure and education, as well as among the safest countries with the best quality of life, and we could continue like this for a while. But how did Singapore manage to get to this point? Singapore's history began in the 14th century, when the island of Temasek was renamed Singapura, or City of Lions. The city gained importance when, in 1819, the Englishman Thomas Stamford Raffles built a British port that allowed the island to become an important trading center with India and China, and a prestigious trading post in Southeast Asia, thus becoming an eminent city port. During World War II, the Japanese Empire conquered Singapore, occupying it from 1942 to 1945. At the end of the war, Singapore joined the Federation of Malaysia, forming Malaysia in 1963. However, differences soon became apparent, so Singapore was expelled from Malaysia and became an independent republic on August 9, 1965. In order to cope with unemployment and a serious real estate crisis, Singapore began a modernization program, which focused mainly on the creation of manufacturing, the development of large urbanizations and high investments in public education. Since its independence, Singapore's economy has grown by an average of 9% per year. In the 1990s, the state became one of the most prosperous nations in the world, with a strong free market economy, large international exports, and one of the highest GDP per capita in the world. As you can see, Singapore is only about 40 years old, being a developed and prosperous place. Some say this ritual is a miracle due to the poor region it is in. Gardens by the Bay. Gardens by the Bay are record-breaking gardens in the heart of Singapore. They house the highest waterfall in the world, the largest glass greenhouse in the world, and some 50-meter-tall super trees. Merlion Park. One of the most beautiful areas to admire Singapore in all its splendor is the Merlion Park. Clark Quay, on the banks of the Singapore River, is one of the liveliest areas of Singapore and is home to dozens of restaurants, shops and nightclubs. Boat Quay is one of the best-known areas of Singapore. It is located on the south bank of the Singapore River and is packed with bars and restaurants. Little India. It is one of the most characteristic neighborhoods in Singapore. The smell of incense, the colorful clothes, the architecture and the shops are some of the things that make it so special. Kampong Glam. It is known as the Muslim quarter of Singapore. In it you can find fabric shops, restaurants and more. Orchard Road. Orchard Road is a large tree-lined avenue where you can find various shopping centers, the most exclusive hotels and some of the best shops in Singapore. Universal Studios. You can also visit the famous theme park in this beautiful city. Fun facts. The surface of the country of Singapore is 697 square kilometers, making it the smallest country in Southeast Asia. The most widely practiced religion in Singapore is Buddhism, with 42% of the population practicing it. 42% of its population is foreign, which makes it the country with one of the highest proportions of foreigners in the world. Prostitution is legal. Singapore's red light district is located in its neighborhood of Geylang, an area with over 100 brothels. The stars of its flag represent the ideals of democracy, peace, progress, justice and equality. Gum is prohibited, and if you are seen chewing or entering the country with a tea, you can face an expensive fine. Singapore has the best airport in the world. Singapore Changi Airport was awarded the title of World's Best Airport in 2023 at the World Airport Awards. Singaporean architecture features a wide spectrum of influences and styles from different places and times. They range from eclectic styles and hybrid forms of the colonial period to contemporary architectural trends that incorporate modern elements from various parts of the world. Among some examples we have Marina Bay Sands, The Intertwined, Square Wob, Plaza overlooking the park, Park Royal Collection, Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, Museum of Art Sciences, Cloudy Forest. Singapore continues to grow constantly and will surely continue to surprise us with its impressive skyscrapers, modern parks and futuristic architecture. Without a doubt, this small country is an example of overcoming itself, and it is also a great example and a place from which other countries should learn. What did you think of Singapore? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Tell us, would you live in this place if you had the opportunity? Thank you for supporting the video. That helps us a lot to continue creating content for you. And without further ado, this was Unbordered and we'll see you in the next video.